Yes, welcome to the next video. This time we are going to talk about two-fund theorem. So this is a video for financial engineering 354 for students who are studying actuarial science final year. This is a video for the students who are sponsored by SSP and Dell Young Leaders. Today we are going to talk about two-fund. So we know there is a problem with Markowitz model, right? So what are the problems that we can discuss in terms of like what problem does the Markowitz model have? The Markowitz model look at all the assets in the market, right? So when you want to use the Markowitz model, you will have to find so basically you will have to like build a portfolio that has all the weight in the market, right? Whether the asset is gonna be short sold or you're gonna take a long position or whatever position you're gonna take, you're gonna find the weight of all the assets and you'll have to take them into consideration. And it could be very tiring to go around and finding the returns of each and every individual asset and their risk and everything. And also it's difficult to find or to do these calculations, especially in a market that can have hundreds of thousands of assets to look at. So here then comes a new theorem, which we're gonna call the two-fund theorem. In two-fund theorem actually is that instead of finding every little every asset in the market, you are going to look, or you are going to buy two mutual fund, as the name suggests, two fund. So you are going to buy two mutual funds that, again, so each one of them will be a representative, so will have all the assets in the market. Instead of you doing all that work, you can basically buy a mutual fund stock and then invest in that mutual fund, instead of you having to go and do all the work of finding the individual risk, because you will have to find the risk as measured by variance for each and every asset, and you will have to invest in them individually and build your own desired portfolio. So now you can build your own desired portfolio, not by investing in all individual assets, but by investing in two funds that already have all those assets, right? This does not necessarily mean that there is no asset which will have a weight of 0. Some assets will have a weight of 0, but you are going to find two mutual fund that lies on the that lies on the efficient frontier to build your own portfolio. So what does this look like graphically? So we have discussed our feasible sets earlier on, right? And we spoke that if you want to invest, you will have to invest in assets that lie on the that lie on the efficient frontier, because they give you the highest return for any given risk, or for any given return they give you the minimum risk, as Markowitz model suggests, right? So you are going to buy any asset, so you can buy this asset over here, and like this mutual fund over here and the mutual fund over there. So we can say this is mutual fund A and mutual fund B. Let's say maybe you want your own portfolio to be somewhere here, instead of like building so it's going to be the portfolio tab. So you are going to find an asset that lies like those two assets, and then you're gonna build your own portfolio. So let's say maybe, so you are trying to find the weight of both A and B, right? So let's say weight of A is gonna be lambda. So this simply means that weight of B is gonna be 1 minus lambda, because the sum of the weights should be equals to 1, right? then now you only have two funds over here. So to build your own return, so you will have to find which weight should you allocate such that you build your own return. So the portfolio return P is going to be equals to weight of asset of A, the return of asset A, plus 1 minus alpha, the return of asset B. So how do you find this weight? So the weight is going to be equals to the returns, the expected return of your portfolio, of your desired portfolio, minus the expected return of B over the expected return of A minus the expected return of B. So basically this is how you find your answer. This is what two fund theorem mean. And then you're gonna, so if you want to find out like how much should you invest in those individual assets now, in both A and B, you can then multiply it. So you can multiply each individual asset weight in A by alpha and each individual asset in B by 1 minus alpha, and then you add that weight, hit it will give you the weight of the asset. Of the asset to build your own desired portfolio P. To build your own desired portfolio P. There is not much in terms of two fund theorem, but basically to use this equation. So I'm not going to make a joint video for two fund and one fund because they are different from each other. So our next video will talk about two fund theorem. I'll see you then.